Protests have erupted at the University of Cape Town today, resulting in 3 students being arrested. Students are protesting against the fee increment of 8%, while some female students made a bold demonstration over the amount of suicides. The University of Cape Town says any further disruptions to the academic year at the institution will have devastating consequences for students. Last night, around 200 students went on a rampage, lighting fires, trashing parts of the campus, including throwing urine and feces into a computer lab. To tell us more, live from Cape Town, our reporter Corbin August is at campus. What's the situation there currently, Corbin?
Well, good day to you, Nzinga. Good day to everyone. Right now, the situation on campus seems calm after all the chaos of last night. This morning, the UCT management called a press conference after 200 students last night were starting fires. They were throwing human waste and causing complete chaos on the campus. Then this morning, they've called in police and things seem to be a bit quiet on campus at the moment.
What have you heard from management about these protests?
Also, Nzinga, this morning, there was a female student who was protesting and she was completely naked. She went to go lay down in the road outside the Tugwell residence. And she was accompanied by some other students and they formed a barricade. And when police asked them to disperse and to remove the barricade, they refused. So the police had to forcefully remove them. In that incident, the female was arrested by another female officer, and another male protester was also arrested by a male police officer. And then as they were taking the female protester to the police van, she seemed to collapse, she seemed to faint. And instead of taking her to the police station where she would be arrested, they actually took her to Grooteskier Hospital, and the male protester was arrested. That was the latest incident.
Okay, what's management saying about this, and what kind of damage has been done to the UCT campus by some of these students?
Okay, the message from management at this stage is that no matter what happens, they are intent on completing the academic year, and they want to make sure and to ensure that students write exams. So management have told us that they plan to keep private security on campus for as long as there's a threat to any staff, students or buildings. They'll also be relying heavily on the public order policing, and if that doesn't work, if the tensions still seem to increase, and if it's not possible to quell the protests, then they will switch over to blended learning. So instead of students coming into lectures where they would meet the lecturers face to face, they would be studying online, and they would have access to pre-recorded lectures. That's what management is doing. And the damage so far, the latest damage that we've had were attempts to break into 3 buildings last night. It was the Snape building, the Robert Leslie building, and the Jamison Hall. And what happened was they managed to gain access and threw some excrement. But the exact cost of the damage is undetermined at this stage.
We're seeing outrage from politicians and people online about this excrement in the computer lab. Do you know if that's been cleaned up? And also, what are you hearing from students perhaps about any further disruptions that they're going to conduct?
So far, it seems as if the excrement has been cleaned up. We were still heading to the buildings later on to see what the latest is there as well. And the management, they said they're going to clean it up. Nzinga.
Okay, thanks so much, Corbin August, giving us a report.
And then from the student side.
From the University of Cape Town. You can finish and then we'll move on.
Okay, and then from the student side, they still seem, the protesting students still seem quite upset. But what university management was saying is that the amount of students who are actually protesting are, from their estimates, about 200. It's maybe less than 1% of the actual student population, according to them. And those students who seem intent on continuing with the protests, the university is also saying that it's maybe not fair for them to hold the rest of the university hostage and for them not to be able to complete the rest of the academic year. But they might still continue with the protest. That's it.
Thanks, Corbin August, live from University of Cape Town, giving us an update on the protests taking place. They will monitor that situation and bring you any updates.